Hey everyone, a couple quick notes about the episode. First off, sorry about all the echoing of Noah's voice. It's bad enough we have to hear him once, but now this episode we have to hear him twice the whole time. And on another note, happy birthday, Mom. Don't talk.
Okay.
Don't get mad at you.
You just looked at me and then you said don't talk.
You talked.
What
It's gonna be a fucking disaster.
Oh, Jesus, this episode.
Yeah.
The one time you get on, Taylor.
Oh my gosh. No, I told him earlier, I said, I just want to be on this for principle. I never thought I was going to be good at it.
I remember, when you found out, you were, the first person asked to be on it.
No, I literally have a story about that. The first night you recorded the podcast, I looked at you at our beer pong table in the house, and I said, I want to be on the podcast. The first night you recorded the podcast.
And then
what did I respond with?
And then
what did I respond?
you just, smiled, because, I don't think either of you thought you were going to really do it for that long. And then all of a sudden, 2 months later, you had Mark on, and it was right below my bedroom, and I could hear it, and I was very angry.
I had no idea.
Not good for the brand.
Alright, well, that was a hell of a lead-in. Welcome to episode 33.
That was so natural.
I know, right?
That was the most natural lead-in we've had.
I wrote down the episode number. We're live.
I had no idea.
Oh, so prepared.
Yes, exactly. Alright. This is, as you can tell, we have a special guest who's been wanting to be a guest for allegedly a long time. It is my roommate, Taylor. How are you?
Bad.
You're bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Aren't we all in some way?
This is no longer a comedy podcast, but a depressing one.
So, here's the deal, alright? Noah shoots me a text out of nowhere saying, are you watching The Bachelor? I've started watching it, and I'm really into it now. And this is kind of what sparked this episode. Taylor is a fan. She watched this last season. She watches this season. I wouldn't say you're a hardcore fan.
No.
But you follow along.
Yeah.
You're casual. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
And Noah really got into it this year, and so we decided we didn't have time with our anniversary, and then the Oscars were that same week. So
basketball.
Yeah, exactly. So we're finally getting to it. This is it. This is the Bachelor recap for all of, as that host says, Bachelor Nation out there. So
they push that so hard in every episode.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I love this show. After halfway through the first episode of watching it, my cousin and her husband are really into it, and they always talk about it, so I've always been like, I should watch that sometime. And then but it's not also the show I don't want to watch by myself, so I got some people who are willing to watch it, and I just fell in love. That first episode is it's everything you want in reality TV.
Exactly, and more. So, episode 33, if you don't already, follow us on Twitter, do that. Like us on Facebook, do that. Subscribe, do that. Rate us, do that. You know the drill by now. Mm-hmm. We don't have new listeners anymore, so... Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna recap, we're gonna talk about The Bachelor this season. It was a controversial one, as everyone probably knows. And then we're gonna have a trivia challenge, with Bachelor-related trivia questions between Noah and Taylor. Really a showdown to try and see if Noah can defend. He's kind of the trivia king on this show now after he...
Oh my gosh, I'm going to defend Claire.
It is going straight
of the
to my head. I haven't gotten over that.
And then we have Pop, and Fuck This Things. We don't have a tweet of the week because Noah couldn't find a good one.
Very true, very true.
So what was your estimation, how was your first season? Because you're a new fan, Noah. How was your first season?
I don't really know how to, if I can compare to another season. I thought it was fantastic. I thought the personalities were great, except for Ari, who was the fucking worst. I didn't hate Ari before the finale. I just thought he was a little bit boring and a little awkward. And I can't hate a guy for that. He's very dumb, and you can't hate somebody for being dumb.
You can.
But, I mean, well, you can, and I've hated people for less, for sure.
What drew you to the show, I guess? Why did you start watching?
Because of my cousins. My cousin said it was good. And I love bad TV a lot of the time. But I think it's the girls that make it, or like the non-lead for, I haven't watched The Bachelorette, even though I'm totally going to watch The Bachelorette this summer. But like Kendall and Becca were legends. They were my favorite people.
Which Becca?
Becca M, the short-haired one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, fuck the blonde Becca. She's the worst. How does she win?
Well, that escalated.
All right, Taylor. As someone who's followed the show for longer, longer than Noah.
Years.
Yeah. How would it compare to other seasons?
Well, I know people kept saying it was the most dramatic season ever, or the
they
best
that
season
line.
ever.
Chris,
yes, the
Chris
most dramatic ending ever. I just really wasn't that into it. I didn't think Ari was very interesting. I didn't really have a favorite girl until like the very end. So I just wasn't that into it. Okay, I see your face. I liked Kendall, I liked Becca, but there wasn't somebody that I really loved and wanted to win that he was going to choose. You knew he wasn't going to choose Kendall.
That's true. You see, I fell in love with Kendall pretty quickly, so
yes. That's how we
came.
found out you watched the show. Actually, you told me that you loved Kendall, and I was intrigued as to why you, of all people, loved the girl that did taxidermy as her hobby.
I think it's hysterical.
I just
it's
can't
so
imagine
weird.
you doing it with her, though.
Did you see the I think it was the after credit scene where she's playing with taxidermy with Ari, and they're like squirrels, and they like were pretending to like, it's like they're little kids with like action figures.
Yes, you liked that.
It was hysterical.
So that's what you're looking for in a lady.
I don't, maybe?
Yeah.
With Kendall, yes.
With Kendall, yes.
Okay.
Were there any other girls that you prefer? You mentioned Becca. What was your draw to her?
Becca was just super, like, really cool and smart. She was way better than everybody, except for Kendall, way better than everybody else on that show. Obviously, except for Kendall, you know. I don't know, she was just very, like, observant and, like, aware of everything. Just when she talked, it was just like, wow, you're right, Becca. You nailed that.
Yeah, I feel like Kendall did that as well. She really she had a good perspective on a lot of situations, even ones she wasn't involved in.
Yes, Kendall absolutely did that. Both of them were very perspective. That's the right word for it. They're very like, yeah, perspective. I can't think of a better word. You brought up Chris. Chris, what does he do? What is his point?
I think Chris gets off a little easy. I don't know what yeah, you're right. I don't know what he does. I don't know like what his value add is to the whole
He's got the easiest hosting job of any reality TV. Like Jeff from Survivor, that man works. Yeah. That man really does a lot.
Phil, Amazing Race.
So much.
One of my favorite TV moments will forever be when his dad was at one of the New Zealand finishes, and he's like, the guy, remember every time they get to the end, the guy introduces themselves, like there's always a guest who's a local, and then when they're in New Zealand, it was Phil's dad. So they showed up to the mat, and the dude's like, hi, I'm Phil's dad. And that's like his whole introduction.
That's magical. Did you guys see the season with the watermelon season with the two girls? First of all, that clip, I think I laughed at that watching it for 20 minutes straight. Like, uncontrollable laughter. Second of all, that duo was the best duo I've ever seen. They were just so likable and charismatic. I haven't been able to watch this show since then because nobody can live up to them. They were hysterical. Also, I went off to college and I stopped watching that in Survivor when I went to college.
Yeah. But anyway, Chris is, I don't know what he does. He just seems so nosy, you know? Like the lead always like leans on them for relationship advice, and it's like, who the fuck are you, Chris?
Yeah, he's a little bit creepy in a way. Yeah. But not like overtly creepy.
Yeah, he's pretty fake, I feel.
Yeah.
But I kind of like him. He's perfect for The Bachelor.
I guess.
Okay. So we should probably talk about the big moment, the ordeal, of the finale where, well, first of all, the biggest ordeal, in my opinion, of the finale was 3 episodes. That's something that needs
Jesus
to be
Christ. That was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous thing.
Yeah. But anyway, aside from that, the ordeal was he proposed to the chick and then he changed his mind. So, I know, Taylor, what were your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I heard this was gonna happen. You know, there's always rumors out before the finale actually happened. But I was like, maybe it's not that bad. You know, maybe people are making it seem worse than it is. But they weren't. It was awful. He proposed to a girl, and then I thought maybe it was just a few days that had passed before he changed his mind. You know, he realized right away. We figured out, they were engaged for almost like 6 or 7 weeks, so almost 2 months. And then he reached out to the other
Didn't he slide into them DMs?
Yeah, he reached out to the other girl via Instagram DMs.
Legend.
Telling her that he had changed his mind, he really wanted her back, and he was gonna call off his engagement with Becca. So he reached out to Lauren through Instagram DMs on New Year's Eve. I see you.
So it's clearly John. Hold on, before you keep going, I misspoke. Becca from the finale doesn't suck. Lauren is the worst.
Okay.
I misspoke.
That's a big mistake.
That's why that explains your guys' reaction to that. No,
Yeah.
Becca's fine. Lauren has 0 personality.
True. She's Lauren, super pretty, super boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so he reached out to Lauren via Instagram DMs without Becca knowing. Then afterwards told Becca he had talked to Lauren, didn't explain that he was gonna leave her for Lauren, and then all of a sudden blindsides Becca with the ABC crew with him and puts her on blast on live television telling her he doesn't want to marry her anymore and that he's gonna go back to Lauren. My other issue is that Lauren just immediately took him back. Who does that?
Lauren does, because she has 0 personality. What else is she gonna do?
I don't know.
It was awful. Again, I kind of like Ari, because I thought he was awkward and I kind of felt bad for the guy.
I felt bad for him only when he was like, this is how pasta's made. When he didn't know how pasta was made.
He's a very dumb person. But yeah, what he did in the finale was just awful. Hey, like, why did you have to call the camera crew in? How much do you think he got paid for that?
I mean, it was definitely ABC's idea, you know, to get ratings, but he didn't have to do it. He could have not, you know.
Absolutely.
And he chose to do it. And then I feel like the whole time he tried to make it seem like he wasn't doing anything wrong.
Like, he wasn't like
honest.
He wanted her to like forgive him, but also break up with her.
Yeah.
So
and he kept following her. It was so weird. Which it's like, dude, come on.
I really do appreciate that ABC left it unedited though. So it was just 30 minutes of straight footage.
Yeah, how did you feel about that?
I thought it was cool, but they pushed that so fucking hard. He loved to talk about how it was unedited. What was like the first unedited reality TV show ever.
Well, Chris wouldn't let us forget.
Yeah.
Chris would not let us forget. Also, I feel like they did no fact checking on that. Maybe it was, but I could very well believe it wasn't.
The only thing that I enjoyed about that last hour of me watching these people break up was that Becca handled it extremely well. I don't know how she did it, but she did. She didn't let him feel sorry for himself, but she also didn't freak out, like cry or get mad. She just literally sat there, took it, and told him to get out.
And maybe this is just my perspective. I felt like she wasn't surprised.
I see where you're coming from. I think she was, but
yeah,
maybe not. I don't know.
Like, she was blindsided. Maybe she never, like, expected it to happen, but I think maybe there was, like, deep down she had an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like she was suspicious going into it, like being sat down in front of cameras.
Yeah.
It's probably a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, she handled it so well. That said, I don't think she was the best choice to be the Bachelorette.
That was what I was going to bring up next. I'm surprised that they actually did that.
Well, they kind of had to, like, so their fan base is women, right?
Yeah.
So many women side with her now. Like, if they didn't pick her, nobody would have been happy.
I'm also surprised. Why would she want to? I'd be so
That was
pissed
my point.
At the
I'm not surprised they asked her. I'm
TV.
surprised she said yes.
See, that's the thing with watching previous seasons. The person always says yes, because if you think about it, well, at least from my perspective, I think they're doing it more for the fame, the brand deals, the money. How can you really turn that down?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you also got like 30 people of the opposite sex that you're attracted to.
Yeah, like it might work. It might work, but at worst, you get money.
I love how they always say, like, he's dating 18 women. I love how they choose to phrase it like that.
Makes you uncomfortable. I feel like, again, Becca and Kendall would be better. Who else was on the show? A lot of people would be, Tara would be better. Tara was fantastic, too.
Tia.
Yeah, Tia.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to do well in this trivia.
I just want to circle back to my issues with Ari for a second because I've watched a few seasons, not every season, but a few. And I disliked Ari the most out of any Bachelor.
Was this because of the breakup or before that?
No, this is just them picking this man to be the center of attention. And I just want to say, I have a few facts
Oh
here.
my gosh, there's a notepad.
The amount of preparation you've made is more than I'd ever make.
I just strongly dislike ABC's take on Ari. First of all, they really like to talk about how he's a race car driver. A race car driver. He's not. He's a real estate broker in Scottsdale, Arizona. Not a very successful one at that.
Can I add something to the race car driver thing? So obviously I had to put together a bunch of trivia questions for these two. So I was doing a lot of research in the show. First of all, something I didn't not relate to the race car driver thing, but I didn't realize they usually pick like a runner-up or a fan favorite from the year before. He was on season 8.
Yeah, 6 years prior.
That was so long ago.
Interesting.
Also, on their official like Bachelor like page, they said he was like a former Formula 1 driver, which are like, I don't know. Most people don't care about racing.
Yeah.
But like that's like kind of like the elite of the elite, and he wasn't. He wasn't even close to that. He like raced in like the minor league IndyCar. Anyway, that's my take on that.
That was one of my main issues, is that it said he raced in the Indy 500. You want to know where he placed? 28th out of 33, because he didn't finish the race. And out of all of his races, in his whole career, he only won one race.
Oh, wow, he's awful. I find it hysterical that a big plot point this season was him, like, having a girl move to Arizona with him. But, like, dude, you live in Scottsdale, Arizona. Move to wherever they are. Like, I don't care where they're living. Move out of Arizona.
Arizona is overrated. Hot take.
Oh, it's an awful place.
Anyways, I just don't know why they chose him. Not only is he not a race car driver, and he's 36 years old, which is not super old, I understand. But
Taylor.
What?
He's the kissing bandit.
That's my point. This man is not attractive. Have you seen him? I'm sorry. I don't understand why he looks like he's attractive.
He is a silver fox, but he's not unattractive. Like, compared to, like, reality TV and, like, television in general, definitely not attractive. But if you saw the guy walking down the street, he's a good-looking guy.
Okay, he's not ugly, but he's okay. I think more of my issue is that he has zero personality and also mediocre looks. It's not like he's super attractive and has no personality, or ugly and has a great personality. He just has nothing. I don't understand.
Okay, yeah, you have a good point. And I also just realized I'm defending the guy, and I definitely don't want to defend him because he's the worst.
Just don't ask him where pasta comes from.
Yeah. Or don't expect him to be in a committed relationship. Either of those two.
All right. Are there any other things we have to add before we have to transition to trivia?
I mean, Crystal was Crystal. Crystal was the villain of the season.
Honestly, the show got worse once Crystal left.
Yeah, really. Like, she was annoying, but at least she was entertaining.
The impersonations of Crystal's voice in the tell-all was incredible.
Yes.
The tell-all. Okay.
Oh, did you guys watch Bachelor Winter Games?
No.
Oh, I watched it. I really enjoyed it.
What is it?
It's a bunch of so it's like half guys, half girls go to it was 4 weeks long, 5 weeks long, as the Olympics. They all go to the house and couple off, and just drama ensues. It was quality.
Cool. Okay. Now that you're done talking about that, let's do something we forgot. What are you drinking, Noah?
I'm drinking Coors Light.
Oh, is it blue? Are the mountains blue?
Not anymore. It was when I pulled it out of the fridge.
What about you, guest?
Mine is called Man Go Fluff Yourself, and it's a mango IPA.
Yeah, I took a sip. It's the best beer out of all of our beers. So, yeah. I'm drinking a Pyramid Outburst Citrus IPA. It's okay.
You guys are drinking IPAs.
It's 7%.
Ooh.
I bought this just for this occasion.
This is mostly water.
Yeah. Mountain water, though. Mountain river water.
Fresh from the Rockies.
Right. Which is okay, I guess. Alright. You ready for the trivia showdown? Noah's gonna try and reclaim his belt. We have a practice question. They're all Bachelor related. Most of them, if not all of them, have to do with a number, so it'll be whoever gets the closest, which is why I did that specifically.
Man.
I did that on purpose, so if you both didn't know, you could guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
The first one is not that, though. The practice one isn't. Okay, so this is just a practice question. So both of you write down your answers, and then we'll reveal them. So the first trivia question is, one of the girls on this past season told her mom that she was going to go work on a weed farm. She was then reported missing to the police, and they somehow didn't find her while she was taping, and her mom didn't find her till she came home. Which girl was it?
How do I show this?
Alright, you guys just show it at the same time. Alright, so Noah wrote Bella M. and Taylor wrote Becca M. Yes, it's Becca M. So that was the practice question. That was the easiest one. And now we're moving to the real one. So this is live. Alright?
This is live.
Don't fuck up.
Oh, the pressure.
Okay, the first question. So it's a percentage. You have to get closest to the number.
Oh my god.
What percentage of engagements are called off?
Wait, on the show or in general?
No, in life.
In life?
According to Time Magazine.
That's not Bachelor related.
Yeah, there was an engagement called off.
Okay, I guess so. Oh, Jesus Christ. I have no idea. Alright, I'm ready, I think.
Alright, let's So, Taylor wrote 65%. Taylor wrote 65%. She does not believe in love. Noah wrote 40. The answer is 25.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Count one for Noah. The title remains in Baltimore. Let's go.
Okay, so it's 1-0, Noah.
I cannot let people down like this.
Oh, everybody who's tuning in is going to be rooting for you, I think. Oh.
Alright. So,
all five.
Noah 1, Taylor 0. Alright, the second question is it was a big plot point this season when Becca M was young, considerably younger than Ari, but she is not the youngest contestant to ever appear on The Bachelor. So what age was the youngest contestant to ever appear on The Bachelor? You just have to guess the age, whoever's closest. Guess the age.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm very confident I guessed it specifically right, too.
Okay. Taylor said 21. Noah also said 21. That's unfortunate, because it's a tie. The correct answer is 18. There was an 18-year-old on the Juan Pablo season. Her name was Cassandra.
Okay, well, the rules now online to apply say you have to be 21.
I looked it
Why
up.
would they have 18? They want to pump them out full of alcohol so there's more drama.
I don't know what to tell you. She was 18.
Well, I was very confident I got that 100% correct.
So was I.
Alright,
still
so
worried.
it's still 1-0 Noah. Number 3, the third question. Okay, so Becca, the runner-up, our next bachelorette, our dear next bachelorette, is from Minnesota, which is also called the land of 10,000 lakes. How many lakes are in Minnesota?
I hate you so much right now. You did put a lot of thought into this question, so good on you.
Do you want this pen?
No, I'm gonna find my pen.
Wow, that's wholesome from technical difficulties.
I found it. Okay. Alright. You both have your guesses?
Yeah.
No, you don't have your thinking. Okay.
I'm ready.
Well then. I'm so... it could...
I have no idea. I'm just...
I feel like I guessed way too many.
Okay, alright. Noah...
Did I guess too many?
You guessed 180.
Yeah, lakes can be big or small.
You know it's... Okay. Taylor guessed 999. You do know I said it's the land of 10,000 lakes.
Oh man, I did not catch that. I should have got 10,000.
The answer is 11,842.
And to think I guessed too many at one point.
No, it's like 12.
Oh, that's
Okay.
really disappointing.
So it's 1-1. We're knotted up. We're knotted up at 1. I'll make a little chart up here.
I'm making stars,
Oh,
don't worry.
thank you. Alright, so it's 1-1. Question 4. So near the end of the season, they went to Peru, which is a lovely... They did. They went to Peru. It's a lovely place.
At an unfortunate time in my life.
How do you not go to Machu Picchu if you go to Peru?
What was an unfortunate time in your life?
The whole debacle of the man in Peru.
I don't... What?
The boy!
Oh, yeah, never mind. They went to Peru. There's lots of great things in Peru. One of those things is Lake Titicaca, which is in terms of altitude, the highest body of water on Earth. In feet, what's its altitude?
I hate you. I hate you so much. You're an awful person. Can I Google how many feet? Okay, how many feet are in a mile?
Don't tell him.
Jesus Christ.
I guessed!
You can change your answer.
I'll give you a hint. It's more than 180.
I feel like I guess I have no idea what I guessed.
Okay. Alright, so Taylor guessed 7,132. Noah refused to guess low again. Guessed 25,000. That's so high. The correct answer is 11,436.
Oh, fuck this game. This isn't even about
up 2-1.
Bachelor.
Noah, when the plane takes off, they're like, we're at 35,000 feet in the air when you can take your seatbelt off. And you guessed 25,000.
I don't listen to what the pilot says. I have my headphones in. I've been listening since I was a kid.
All right, this is where the comeback begins, maybe, or probably not.
They call me the comeback kid.
Okay. Who was the girl who had the bumper car trauma?
Lauren. Wait, I'm not entirely sure if it was the other Lauren because there was a good.
Do you remember this, Noah? There's that chick who was afraid of bumper cars.
She had a bumper car trauma, and she also
cried
had
a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember her name?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Well, I think it was Lauren. She was like one of the first to go.
I think she was the other Lauren.
Okay. Well, regardless, that was a funny or like upsetting part of the show.
Also, Eric is acting like he didn't watch the show. Eric watched a large majority of the show.
I don't remember her name.
You all know.
I did.
I think he secretly loved it.
Anyway, question number 5 in relation to the bumper car incident is what year was the first bumper car patent?
Who the fuck are you?
Bumper car patent?
Yeah, the year that the first patent was filed for a bumper car.
When you said like this was gonna be even playing ground, you weren't kidding.
Alright. Yeah, I guess it's okay. So Taylor said 1949. Okay, and Noah said 1972. So Taylor wins it again. It's 1920.
What the fuck? That's like when cars started. That doesn't even make sense.
That's why they call it the Roaring Twenties.
I believe that. That makes sense to me.
Thanks, Taylor. Alright, it's 3-1. Taylor to Noah. We're on question 6. Okay. They went to Italy, as I referenced, because
I already hate you for this question.
He was surprised. This is honestly, like, they all are mean, but, like, this might be the meanest. But, they went to Italy. Ari didn't know where pasta came from. I'm pretty sure he thought it grew out of the ground or something. Their national anthem is called Il Canto degli Italiani. I pronounced that wrong. My sister takes Italian. She will be texting me after this.
Hi, Joey.
I just want you guys to guess the dates that it became the official national anthem.
What?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Whoever gets closest wins.
You are the worst person.
Yeah,
this is the last episode of Drinking Buddies podcast.
It became the official national anthem of Italy.
Do you know what it stands for? Not that it matters.
The Song of Italians. Song of Italians, something like that. Makes sense. Alright, let's see. Noah just wrote 1948. That's actually a smart guess, because that was right after the war.
Oh.
Yeah.
Taylor guessed March 3rd, 1865.
If it's March 3rd, 1865, I'm gonna be
the winner was Noah. And the date will make you mad. It's December 4th, 2017.
That's incredible.
But it did become
their mad, actually.
They've been using it since after the war, though, like 46. So you were pretty close, Noah. But they didn't. They were too lazy to make it their actual national anthem until last year.
It's incredible. I relate to the Italians.
Right. Oh, this is one you'll both enjoy. We talked about this a little bit. Kendall is big into taxidermy.
Oh, absolutely.
Every year there's a national taxidermy convention, and at this convention they hand out a prize called the National Taxidermy Association Taxidermist of the Year. How much money is that grand prize worth if you win it? Whoever gets closer wins the question.
I'm not as angry about this one because Kendall.
My family has a lot of taxidermy in their homes. I feel like I should know, but I don't.
Yeah, how much does the taxidermy of the year?
Taylor, that's a question. How does one get into taxidermy?
No, they don't do the taxidermy, but my family hunts a lot, hunts and fishes, so they have other people do the taxidermy and then hang it in their homes.
That's cool. That's
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, but, you know, it's there.
Yeah, I actually feel like I'd be very creeped out by it.
Yeah, my dad has 2 bearskin rugs. They don't hang on the... They're not on the floor, though. They're on the wall. It's terrifying.
Yeah, but I just find it hysterical that she does it.
Okay. Alright, so Taylor wrote 10,000. Noah wrote 5,000. And Noah has tied it up at 3. The grand prize for winning Taxidermist of the Year is $1,500.
Let's go! That also makes a lot of sense since it's taxidermy.
Taxidermy is expensive, though. If you have something done,
but
it's
not
a lot of money.
Not to be acclaimed in it, I guess.
I know. That's why I guess low.
Alright.
This is coming down to the wire.
You win $10,000 for Chopped, okay?
Yeah, exactly. And with fucking Forged in the Fire. Great show, by the way.
Oh, I need to start watching that.
You do.
Alright, question number 8. Okay, so on Lauren B, the winner, everyone talked about how boring she was. So I went on her ABC bio.
So did I.
And on it, she says she loves Taylor Swift.
That makes sense.
How many studio albums of Taylor Swift have gone at least single platinum?
I don't even know what single platinum means.
A million sales.
How many albums does she have? Would you mean single song?
You can't answer that. You're not allowed to answer that.
What?
Yeah, I'm not going to answer how many she has, but I know how many she has.
Do you mean like a song, or do you mean like a whole album?
Yeah, studio album.
Now that we're talking about Lauren B, actually, Ari and Lauren B are kind of perfect together.
Yeah, I understand why they're together. I just don't like either of them.
Oh, I hate both of them, absolutely.
Alright. Noah said 5, Taylor said 6. Taylor gets the point. It was 6.
Oh.
She nailed it. Taylor Swift only has 6 albums. They all went platinum.
That's what I had to... I didn't know how many she had, though.
It's the blonde hair. You have that connection.
I don't have blonde hair.
Well, you used to. Well, your natural hair is blonde.
And do you not have... I can't tell over the camera. You had blonde hair in college, though, didn't you? It is... Yeah, I tell now, but... You did, though.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did. It's fine.
I'm not going crazy. I thought I was going crazy for a moment.
This question's bad, admittedly. By my standards, even. Alright, question 9. So, Lauren B. There's more than one Lauren B in the world. There's a Lauren B who is an actress named Lauren Bacall. She has a Hollywood star. What year was it she get her star?
I am shook. I am shook. I cannot believe... Say it one more time. I cannot believe this is real.
Okay, so Lauren B won The Bachelor. There is also a Lauren B who's a famous actress. Her name's Lauren Bacall. She has a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. What year did they give it to her?
You're dead to me. You are a useless person. Wow. I can't believe that's real.
Okay, Noah said 1987. Taylor said 1962. Taylor takes a commanding 5-3 lead. It was 1960. So right now it's 5-3 and there's only 2 questions. So hopefully Taylor wins or else we're going to be out of questions. Alright, question 10.
Maybe we could get a question actually about The Bachelor then for the...
Actually, just in time, this one sort of is. Actually, they've all been about The Bachelor in their own way. Okay, how many viewers tuned into the premiere?
Premiere?
Of the
I'm not mad about this one at all.
The first episode of the season.
Oh, Jesus. I wrote $sign. There's no dollar. Just
oh, too bad you wrote it, though.
I think mine's too low.
I feel like I am way off.
Noah said 3.5 million. Taylor said 5 million. It is 5.4 million. So Taylor has...
Oh, I'm not even angry. Good for you. They were very close.
Do you want to do the 11th question? Because I do.
I do, but I don't.
Okay.
Damn it! Oh, son of a bitch! Oh, it's a stupid game anyways.
This is my favorite question. The show is called The Bachelor. Obviously, everyone knows that. How old is the greatest bachelor of them all, Michael B. Jordan?
Oh, that was perfect. Yeah, bro. Okay. This is. Have you written yours, Taylor?
Yeah, Taylor has hers. Alright, Noah said 32. Taylor said 28. Noah took this one. It was 31. It's 31. But Taylor takes home the crown. Our trivia champion. She brought it home for Claire. Final score, it was 6-4.
Honestly, that was so stressful for me. I just wanted to beat Noah. There's no real reason. I just wanted to win. And I've been thinking about this all day in hopes that I would win. I was told I was going to be on this podcast this morning at about 9 a.m.
Did you not listen to the last one where we said you'd be on this one?
No, you said I might be. I've been trying to be on this podcast for over a year now, and every time it failed. So, this is a big day for me.
Yeah. Well, moving on, out of Bachelor world. Goodbye, Bachelor Nation, till next time. We're going on to Pop, Pop, Pop. Taylor, would you like to start with yours?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I didn't really have this prepared.
We told you. Before the
You
show
had
starts.
20 minutes ago, Taylor.
That's how we do the show.
Okay, well, I have an idea. I don't know how.
To the show?
Do I listen to the show? I listen to every episode. I even listen to the music episodes, which, let's be honest, was a dark time for this
It was a dark
podcast.
time.
Yeah.
It was a very dark time. Also, yeah, you are like our biggest fan, so I'm sorry for challenging. You're up there.
It's fine.
He's mad he lost.
It's
I'm
okay.
very angry right now.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
What's your Pop, Pop,
My
Pop?
pop, pop, pop. I don't know if this is pop culture, but it's relevant in my life. There's an Instagram/book author that I've started following. It's called Medical Medium. You should all follow it, and it tells you about the different I sound so dumb. Different properties of food, and I've been really into it lately. So it tells you about what different foods do for your life. And I've been juicing, and I've been following what this man has been telling me to do
What
for my
steroids make you
health.
feel like?
What?
What does steroids feel like?
It's not steroids.
It's like literal
It's
juice.
literally
So-
like,
Bad
It's-
joke. I apologize.
No, I
it's
got
fine.
it.
It's like celery juice, a lot of vegetables. Anyways, that's what's happening in my life, and I just think it's really interesting how natural things can change your life. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we just finished watching Wild Wild Country about that cult, so when you say you're listening to everything this man says, it's a little weird.
Okay, I'm not doing everything he says. I'm just reading about how different things can help you.
I'm just concerned.
Whatever.
How was that? I'm really into cults, so I'm
I
curious.
love cults. It was pretty good.
I want to be a cult
It
leader.
was, to be honest, not that good.
It was well done. The cult itself wasn't as great as I thought it could be.
You should watch it because we lived in Oregon, or like you lived in Oregon and I grew up in Oregon. Eric lives here. Like you should watch it for that fact alone. But honestly, like it's just not that good of a.
I hate to be that guy, but there was not enough deaths.
Somebody's got to be that guy, Eric.
You know what I'm
Somebody's
talking
gotta be
about,
that
though? Like, the stakes never felt that high. No one really got harmed, per se.
You want more pain and misery, and I get that.
Like, if it's a cult, like, if it's a notorious cult, you have to earn that status. That's not given.
True. Jim Jones earned that status when 900 people died.
Right.
What the fuck has this guy done?
They killed a senator.
They killed a senator!
I mean, to be fair, Wild Wild Country does show they poison a whole town.
The Dallas.
The Dalles. Come on. They poison a whole town.
Dallas.
People didn't die, but people almost died.
They, like, plotted deaths.
Yeah, they plotted
They plot a lot of deaths with poor execution.
But they don't have the guts to follow through.
Like, the worst thing they did was they took over a town of people I didn't really care about.
Hey.
I'm sorry, I wasn't rooting for either side, like...
Eric, what is your pop?
Okay. My pop, I changed it. Well, I originally wrote down Joy Division, that band, who's good because their lead singer killed himself. I love shit like that. Which is
this episode has gotten really dark in the past couple minutes.
No, but it does add an element to it, right? Like their last song, like they recorded the music video for Love Will Tear Us Apart like 3 weeks before he did it. And that makes that whole thing like really dark. It's just another element to it. And then also they only made 2 albums because of that. The band like disbanded, they made a new name and got really shitty. So, yeah, Joy Division's good. But I changed it to Forged in the Fire because I was reminded about Forged in the Fire. And let me tell you, this show is amazing. It's
Wasn't this your pop last week?
Was it? Oh, it was. I didn't even watch it. Okay, well, we can count Joy Division, but I've actually watched the show now.
That's good.
It's literally chopped. It's literally chopped with knives. They make knives, and then they make a sword, and they're eliminated one by one. Instead of, like, you got chopped, the host says, like, you didn't make the cut. It's great.
It's a great pun, and it sounds like a great show.
Yeah. Alright, no, what's your pop?
My pop is a band from Canada called the Sheepdogs. They're like kind of like really they're a rock band that has a lot of black keys in them. Some Hozier, I feel like. A little bit Franz Ferdinand, maybe. They're really, like, honestly, I've been listening nonstop. They're absolutely fantastic. I don't know if people actually take our pop advice to heart and, like, actually listen to what we say, but go listen to this band if you like rock. This band rocks. Which,
cool.
Not a great of what I just was, but they're really good. They are awesome.
Alright. Fuck this thing. And then we're out of here. What is your fuck this thing, Taylor?
Yeah, so I have 2, kind of. My first one is you, actually, Eric.
Me specifically?
Well, it's more directed towards the fact that Eric did not let me in their March Madness bracket, which our
this
group
is
of friends
patently false.
Our group of friends put money down for this bracket.
Right.
And
who won?
You. Eric won.
Money on that. You won money. Shit.
Yeah.
And so Eric did not let me in the bracket of which I would have won. And then when Eric won, he made me take a video of him. He made me take a video of him rolling on his winnings of money.
That's true.
To send to the rest of the group, in which I would have hypothetically won, and therefore I am mad.
There's a lot of half-truths in that.
That's salt to the wound.
She makes it sound like she asked to be in the group and I said no, which never happened. We just made it, and...
I have done the bracket every year!
Okay, we just made it real quick.
I feel bad for you. I feel bad for us.
Secondly, we don't know she would have won because I got so many points for Villanova winning. That's the only reason I won. So, it's possible I could have won anyway. Regardless, I don't feel bad about the video you took of me rolling on the money. That was all true. Continue with your second one.
It's ironic because my fuck this thing's also Eric for those bullshit questions.
My second one is Eric again. It is the fact that Eric seems to think it's funny to... This is gonna sound dumb, but he keeps giving me foot high fives, or as he calls them, where he touches his foot to my foot while I watch TV. And
I'm 100% on board with this. It saves you time and energy.
I hate it very much, yet he continues to do it, and it's just an invasion of my personal space, and I'm upset.
I have no commentary on this one. This is all true as well.
I don't either. I'm fine with this.
Do you have a good one, or do you want me to go?
I can go. My fuck this thing is tall people on planes. I'm talking like super tall people. Like this guy, he was behind me. He was like 6'2" or 3, maybe even like 6'4" or 5. And I didn't realize he was tall at the time, so I put back my seat, and the guy fought with his legs to like not let me go back. But naturally, I fought back, so I got my seat back, and it kept kneeing my fucking seat. Which I didn't realize he was tall at the time. I thought he was just being a dick. So the plane lands and we're up, and I realize, oh, this guy's a fucking giant. The hitting the seat makes sense. But at the same time, you're on JetBlue. If you're 6'5", you know you're going to be miserable. Pay the extra $20 to go sit in the extra leg room. Everybody has to deal with maybe extra expenditures depending on your physical. Like, I have to buy a fuck ton of sunscreen. That's my personal thing I have to deal with. Spend an extra few bucks on the plane so you're not miserable and you don't make me miserable.
This is
and
valid.
I know how to put my seat back. That's a thing. That's my right as a plane person who's on the plane.
I couldn't agree more with everything you just said. I do have a question though.
Yeah.
Because you went to Boston, right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize Baltimore to Boston was a flight sort of thing. I have no idea what's on the East Coast. I just assumed it was all kind of smushed together. There's like there's guys with weird hats that ride trains and stuff. That's what I think of when I think of the East Coast.
And rightfully so. It's about like the distance from like LA to San Francisco probably. So it's definitely drivable if you have a car.
Yeah.
But I don't. And I didn't want to take a Greyhound there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you didn't want to Greyhound it.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's a kind of reasonable flight, but it's too far.
Why did you go to Boston?
I was like a friend's joining the Navy, so we kind of had like a mini reunion there. And it's not Baltimore.
Okay, I had one fuck this thing, but halfway through I crossed one out and wrote another one down. But I'll talk about the first one too. My fuck this thing is, my first one was Game of Zones, which is that stupid Bleacher Report show about the NBA that like they make it like Game of Thrones, and it's terrible. And fun fact, as of today, it's one of 2 phrases or words I've muted from my timeline. I'll never see another tweet about Game of Zones. For those of you who want to know, the second one is Tebow.
I was actually about to ask.
Because I'm fucking tired of Tim Tebow, so he's off my timeline, and Game of Zones is. But I crossed it out and just wrote Chris, because fuck that guy.
Yeah, fair enough. Fuck that guy.
Chris Harrison? From The Bachelor?
Yeah, I don't know his last name.
I'm also just jealous because he has such an easy job and probably gets paid bank.
And you know what I didn't like, what left a sour taste in my mouth? Was when he was talking to Becca on the very last episode, like, thank you for trusting us with your heart again, after they just, like, butchered her for 30 minutes the episode before.
You see, I liked that because I thought it was hysterical. But it was an awful move.
Anything to add, Taylor?
How was it being on the show?
Was that everything you dreamed of?
Yeah, like, to be honest, I really don't know what's next for me, and all this showed me is, just don't give up on your dreams, kids, because I've been trying to be on this podcast literally since the day the first episode was recorded, and it took me over a year, so, don't give up, even if it's not what you thought of in the end, a little lackluster, but you can only go up from here,
That kind of hurt my feelings, but it's fine. No, don't worry about it.
I did win, so that was, good in my book, but, yeah, only up from here.
Yeah, you're not allowed back on, by the way.
I mean, that's fine. So.
Alright, as for us, we have some holiday episodes coming up, I think.
Absolutely.
But we're kind of through. We had like a tough schedule with like the Oscars. We had the NBA pod scheduled. We'll probably have another one.
It was a little bit stressful.
We'll have another one with like the playoffs coming up, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Also, me not being included in the NBA podcast.
None of this is like intentional. Another hit. We'll have another NBA one. The NFL draft is coming up. We might do something with that. Other than that, anything to add, Noah?
No. Have a good week, guys.
Have a great week, everybody.
It was not lackluster. I just wanted to say that on the air.
I'm glad it kind of hurt my
The podcast
feelings.
wasn't lackluster. I just wanted to say that.